It's time to look at moving your data around in Excel 2010. We're going to go over 3 key tools that you're not going to want to forget: cut, copy, and paste. These tools will save you a lot of time and hassle, especially if you have large amounts of data. You want to move things around in your spreadsheet, or you need to copy a certain area and put it in another area in your spreadsheet. So we're going to go over all these tools, and we're going to look at the keyboard methods and the mouse methods. So you can choose whichever method feels most comfortable for you. Alright, so let's start with cut first. Now I've got a nice list of data in front of me. I want to move some of this around, maybe copy a few things. So I'm going to start with the cut tool, and I'm going to go in my column F here, and I've got a list of all of my employee departments, and I'm going to cut what's in F12 and put it in F4 because there's nothing in there, right? Now what a cut does is it takes the information in the cell that you've selected, and it takes it out of that cell and it puts it in any other cell that you place it in. So here I'm going to go and take it from F12 and place it in F4. Okay, so the first step you want to do is select the cell that has the data you want to move. In this case it's F12. The second step is you go up to your Home tab. That's where all these 3 tools are hanging out: cut, copy, and paste. I'm going to start with my cut tool, so I'll click on that. If you like keyboard shortcuts, this is Control X, so you hold down the Control key and you tap the X button. You notice when I do that, my source cell has these dancing lines around the border. That just means that it's waiting to be pasted, right? And it won't disappear until we paste it yet. So what we have to do next is you click on the destination cell. In this case it's going to be F4, and we'll do our paste command, which again is up here in the Home tab. Or you can simply do a Control V like Victor to paste it in F4. So that's kind of nice, right? You can move something in an area where it doesn't belong and place it somewhere else where you'd like it to be placed. So Control X to cut. Alright, now let's say I just wanted to move a part of what's in that cell to a different area. So maybe in this example I want to move the second word in this cell, international sales, so the sales word, and I want to put that word in F12. So here the only difference is you got to go up to your formula bar and select the part of the word or part of the data that you want to move, in this case sales, right? Or you can additionally click on the cell that you want and go into edit mode, remember, which is F2, and you can select the word within the cell just like that. And the other steps are exactly the same as like we just did. We're going to go back up to your Home tab and hit cut or Control X. We'll go to our destination cell and do our paste command, so Control V, and there it is. So it took half of the data in F4 and it moved it down to F12. Okay, pretty simple, nothing really to it. Now let's go on to our cut tool next. So I'm going to go over here into column D, and I'm going to move, actually I'm going to get rid of what's in D19. Let's say hypothetically, you know, I had all this filled out except for D19, and I want to copy what's in D17, my sales division here, and put that word in D19. But you know, I really don't want to type it out, so I'm going to use my copy tool here. The steps are pretty easy. It's pretty much the same thing as what we did with cut. I'm going to go into D17. I'll go up to copy. Your shortcut is Control C, and then you go to your destination cell and you'll do Control V for paste, or the paste button here. The reason I'm trying to drill in these shortcuts is what's nice about these cut, copy, and paste shortcuts is they're standardized pretty much throughout any program you use, whether it's an office program like Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, or even a lot of the Adobe programs, or on your internet browsers, right? They're still going to use these same shortcuts, so not a bad idea to remember them. There's some they're standardized in that effect. So there's your copy command, right? Control C to copy, Control V to paste. So pretty easy, right? Nothing really to it. One more thing I'd like to show you in regards to the paste command is there's a couple more things you can do with it outside of just pasting the actual data. So I'm going to demonstrate up here with my title in A1, employee info. Now notice, you know, I'm still getting these dancing lines around D17. That actually just means that I can still paste what I just copied as many times as I want. If I did a Control V in other areas or in some of these other cells, I can still paste the sales data that I copied previously. If that's annoying you and you want that to go away, you just hit escape on your keyboard. Okay, so anyway, back to A1. I'm going to go ahead and show you another nice feature of the paste command. So let's say this will come in handy a lot when you want to copy the format of some data. So you want the look and feel to match exactly like the data you've selected is. So again, I kind of have this, I've got Arial, I've got size 14, I've got it bold, I got it italics. I'm going to copy the format, so no matter what I type in a different cell, it's going to match this format exactly. So I'm going to start doing the same thing with my copy tool. I'm going to go ahead and select A1, I'll copy it. I'm going to go over to G1, and I'm going to do a paste here. So I'm going to do my Control V, and it pastes the data, the text, but let's say I only just want to paste the formatting, right? Well, I can do what's called a paste special, and that's what this little pop-up clipboard thing is indicating. I know this annoys a lot of people who don't know what this is for, but if I click on that, right, all these different icons are kind of going to come up, and chances are you're probably not going to know what these do, but you can always put your cursor over to look at your choices that you have to paste. So I'm going to go down to the bottom left icon here. In this case, it's formatting, and I'm going to click on that. And what that does is it doesn't paste the text, it just pastes the formatting that the text I copied has applied to it. Okay, so now if I were to put something in G1, like for example, maybe the year, right, 2012, you'll notice it takes on the exact same formatting as the text in A1 has. So this is great, especially if you're getting a spreadsheet from somebody else, and maybe they have their data all nicely formatted, and you want to make everything else look like what they've done. You can copy their formatting, paste it, and then whatever data you put in is going to look exactly like theirs did. Okay, so again, that's your paste special. You can access it with a little clipboard that pops up after you paste it. Okay, now we talked about the keyboard methods, the shortcuts. We looked also at the tools in the Home tab to cut, copy, and paste. I'm going to show you one more way that will very potentially simplify all these steps that we've been doing. And we're going to just be using the mouse to perform a cut, copy, and paste. We won't use any keyboard controls for this next example. And I'm going to demonstrate this again with column D. So let's say, again, I'm going to get rid of what's in D19 just to demonstrate. I'm going to click on D17, and let's say I want to cut what's in D17 and paste what's in D19. So essentially it's just going to be a move, right? I'm getting rid of the cells in D17, I'm going to put it in D19. Now I can do this just with the mouse by putting my cursor over any part of the black border, and you'll notice the cursor changes, right? That's key, because if it doesn't change, you're not going to be able to achieve this function here. So I'm going to go ahead, click and hold, and then I'll drag it down to D19, and then when I release, that's pretty much your cut and paste. How cool is that, right? Now, if I want to copy instead of cut, I do the same exact motion. So here I'm going to go from D19 to D17, right? So let's say I want to copy what's in D19 and put it in D17. I'm going to do the same exact motion, except this time hold down Control on your keyboard. I'm going to click on the border, drag it up, and release, and that's pretty much my copy and paste, right? So I achieved, what was it, 2 or 3 steps with just clicking and dragging with my mouse. So not too bad, right? Remember these little shortcuts, if you get these down and you take advantage of them in the future, they're going to really go a long way to your proficiency. So the last thing we're going to look at here before this video wraps up is what's called the clipboard functionality. And this is great, especially if you're looking to cut or copy and paste all of those items in perhaps a different order. So maybe you've cut and copied 10 different things, and you want to go back and paste the 5th thing you cut or the 7th thing you copied. That's when your clipboard tool comes into play, and that again is right on your ribbon in the Home tab, and it's actually accessible by clicking on the dialog launcher box. So if I click on this bottom right hand corner of the clipboard group, that's going to open up my clipboard sidebar. And let's say maybe I would like to copy the headers and the title of this spreadsheet, right? So I'll select it all. I'll go to my copy. you'll notice the most recent item pops up at the top of this clipboard, right? So there it is. And then maybe, you know, I want to copy all of Carlene Surratt's team. So I'm going to go from A5, drag down to G9, and I'm going to copy this as well, right? And my clipboard list keeps on expanding the more I cut and copy. And you can actually cut or copy 24 different items in your clipboard list. So you can do a whole lot with this open. Now that I've got these two things copied, I'm going to go ahead and start a new spreadsheet. And I'm going to go ahead and paste these two different items in this spreadsheet. So to start with A1, all I have to do is click on the item in my clipboard to paste it. It's real easy. I'm going to click on the second item, which is my title. And look at that, there it is. And then I'll go down to A4. I'll click on my most recent item in my clipboard. And then it's perfect. I mean, the formatting might be a little bit different, right? But that's easy to change. The main thing is all our data's in there, just like we had it. So no need to retype, no need to reformat. All of it's copied and pasted like magic. So these are great tools, right? Your clipboard is a wonderful tool that's going to save you some time. Don't forget your shortcuts as well. Your Control-C to copy, Control-X to cut, and Control-V to paste. If I wanted to clear my clipboard, I can click the clear all button here, or if I wanted to just close it and get it out of my way, it just takes a click on that X and it's gone, right? All my items still are in that clipboard, but I'm just removing it from my view. All right, so great tools, don't forget them. They're going to go a long way to helping you become more proficient in Excel.